Today's story is an adaptation from The Athletic. If you like it, go and subscribe at theathletic.co.uk/Tifo Football to read more stories that you won't find anywhere else. In the club's latest quarterly call to investors, Manchester United revealed the financial limitations that will instruct their end-of-season transfer activity. The key quote came at the end of Ed Woodward's opening address. Despite being linked in the media to 111 players in January, Woodward told the conference call, our acquisition of just one of them, Bruno Fernandes, is an important step in the right direction, demonstrating our commitment to adding experienced, world-class recruits to the exciting crop of academy graduates that are at the heart of this developing team. We will take the same planned, disciplined approach this coming summer. Woodward's point that only one came in on a permanent basis from a large pool of potential recruits is pertinent, as is his emphasis on planning and discipline. United will commit funds, but only for players of quality and only at a price Woodward deems appropriate. His public words and private negotiations must also be viewed through the lens of United's cash levels, which are down to £100.9 million, their lowest level since March 2015. In June 2019, that figure stood at £308 million, but United paid out £187 million on transfer fees over the next 6 months, recouping just £22 million in sales. While much of the outgoings related to previous signings, a sizable amount was also accounted for in the £80 million purchase of Harry Maguire, with Leicester demanding the full fee up front. This was confirmed for the first time in the most recently released accounts. Usually, transfer spending is spread over a number of years, as is the case with Bruno and evidently Romelu Lukaku's move to Inter. Cliff Batty, United's chief financial officer, projects United's capital expenditure for the fiscal year to be £190 million, so a modest increase on the cash already spent. In response to a question from Laurie Davison, a director at Deutsche Bank, about future transfer budgets, Batty said, "We don't guide on what that will be for obvious reasons. What I will say is that the level of capital expenditure we've got this year does reflect the accelerated payment of and deferred receipt profile of last summer's activity." Now that was in reference to upfront payments for Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Daniel James, as well as some historical staggered spending. That does mean that our future commitments liabilities are in a very good place compared to where we might be in more typical years, Batty added. But still, it doesn't mean that United can be liberal with their spending. That £100.9 million cash figure hardly makes United paupers, but it's not extravagant either, especially not in the current transfer market. Now, selling players would be one way to make up the deficit, and sanctioning a transfer for Paul Pogba could fund the signings of 2 players in one go. United put a £150 million price tag on Pogba's head last summer, but industry sources have told The Athletic that the club may have to accept as little as £80 million. Even so, that would cover the expected cost of Jack Grealish, described as United's number 1 transfer target. Should Aston Villa get relegated, Grealish's price would drop further, given their need to comply with profit and sustainability rules in the Football League. And financial fair play of a different level was also mentioned in Woodward's conference call, when Randy Connick of Jefferies asked whether the Manchester City case demonstrated UEFA's teeth. There is zero chance of United spending beyond the rules, and Woodward, speaking for the first time since the announcement of City's 2-year Champions League ban, is clearly an advocate. City's ban, should it be upheld during their appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, would allow the team finishing 5th in the Premier League to qualify for next season's Champions League. It's escaped nobody's attention that United occupy 5th position, and there would be a certain vicious irony about a club loaded with debt taking the place of their nation's state-funded rivals, punished for spending too much. It would certainly alter the picture for United's transfer prospects, given the ebullient revenue streams potentially available. There is a view, though, that City will likely be allowed to compete in next season's Champions League while their appeal to CAS is considered. That is the belief of David Seligman, an associate lawyer with Brandsmiths, a London and Manchester firm specialising in sports law. The Court of Arbitration for Sport is fairly fluid in how they deal with cases, Seligman told The Athletic. They can do them quite quickly or slowly, but when City appeal, the Court of Arbitration for Sport will postpone any ban until the outcome of the hearing. Then City will be able to try to delay it, because these things take time, lots of documents, lots of witnesses. It will go well beyond the start of next season's Champions League, and I would be surprised if City are not in it. I don't think any Premier League teams will benefit from finishing 5th this season. Now, if that's the case and United finish outside of the top 4, the club will have to operate far more stringently than in previous years. For further reading on the implications of Manchester United's latest accounts, visit theathletic.co.uk. The script for this video, written by Laurie Whitwell, was originally published on The Athletic, the best place to read about football online. Whether it's more financial insight, dedicated local reporting about your team, or rich storytelling from around the world, you'll find it all in one place. And if you like today's story, you can find financial updates about your team on The Athletic. So, get a 7-day free trial by visiting theathletic.co.uk/Tifo Football and get 50% off if you sign up for an annual subscription. To support Tifo, support The Athletic. Thanks for watching.